And Chelsea are now through to the semi-finals of the Club World Cup. They beat Palmerias 2-1. And if you've just woken up and thought to yourself, oh, 2-1 is pretty close. Chelsea, once again, narrow win. It wasn't really a narrow win. It was, I mean, the scoreline really says it, but the performance doesn't. I mean, the scoreline is pretty much flattering, I'll be real. Like, it should have been more than 2-1. The first half, I'm not sure why it was only 1-0. And in the second half, they could have scored more than just one goal. It should have been 3-4 goals if you combined both half of each other. But it was a good game. It was a good game. And we'll talk about it. We'll talk about what happened. We'll talk about the lineup, which was a bit surprising. We'll talk about the best performances, the players that didn't perform at all, and, of course, the main takeaways before we start. Don't forget to, of course, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel, and, of course, comment your own thoughts about the game and what you took away from the game itself. So Chelsea played with, I'm looking at it right now, they played with players that usually haven't played in this Club World Cup. The likes of Santos coming in for the first time, replacing Caicedo. The likes of Nkunku getting his first start. And of course, Trevor Chalobah starting his first start since the game against Flamengo, if I'm not mistaken, where Chelsea lost 3-1 that game. And the game on paper wasn't easy. You're going up against someone in Palmerias who is very difficult. Very, it's not easy. It's not easy to play against such a team. They've already knocked out another Brazilian team in Botafogo, and Chelsea, the last time they played the Brazilian team, they got pretty much outnumbered, physically outbeaten, and they got dominated 3-1. So Chelsea came into this game knowing they had to pretty much step up when it comes to physically. And trust me, this game, the amount of fouls, the amount of yellow cards. I mean, how many yellow cards did we see? We saw about, let me have a quick look. We saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 yellow cards, 36 fouls. This game was physical, and Chelsea pretty much knew it early on. But the first half from Chelsea, it felt like I was watching one of the best displays I've seen from Chelsea all season. Like the combination play, the triangles, they were setting up with 3 at the back when they had the ball. It felt like it was rather than a 4-2-3-1 on paper, it felt like it was 4-2-2-2, the Real Madrid style 2 years ago under Carlo Ancelotti, and it was very, very good. We saw a lot of triangles, especially in that midfield between Enzo and Santos and Cole Palmer, where Santos pretty much told Enzo, you can play a little bit more advanced. Don't worry about me. I can collect the ball from deep. I can receive it in half turns, and he was so good at it. I'll talk about Andres Santos later on in the video and his performance as a whole. But the first half, it was quick football from Chelsea, and that's how the goal came from. The first 15 minutes, Trevor Chalobah, very good at doing it, carrying the ball forward. No one pressed him. No one from Palmeiras even dared to even come close to him because they didn't know that he was able to pick up a pass. He was waiting for it, was waiting for players to move around for each other. And Cole Palmer, someone that we saw play a lot on the left-hand side early in the group stages, but this time around said to himself, you know what, let me play as a 10. Collected the ball. His first touch, oh my goodness gracious. That first touch is what made the goal itself. That first touch made the goal, bro. That 75% of that goal was down to the first touch. Because that first touch pretty much beat 2 midfielders and 1 defender. He pretty much got out of pressure from that first touch. Another 2 quick touches after that. And the finish, so simple. That is a Cole Palmer finish. No pace to it. No, let me just rack it. You know what I mean? Let me just hit it. It just comes down to placement. Smart, composed, bottom corner. Difficult for the goalkeeper because the goalkeeper is so tall. So it's going to be difficult for him to pretty much go down as quickly as possible to pretty much save it. So good from Cole Palmer. And that is, of course, I think his first goal in a couple months. Of course, he's been getting involved in the assist when it comes to that. But in terms of him actually getting on the score sheet, it's the first goal in a very long time. But what a goal to finish it off. And Chelsea in that half could have got even by 2 goals, by 3 goals. It could have been more than that, especially that first half. And then the second half, you kind of knew, oh, wow, this is back to square one. This is back to, if you guys have been watching Chelsea throughout this whole season, Chelsea, they could finish the game off in the first half. They don't. The second half, they let the other team come into it. And that's how it felt with the second half. With Palmerias this time around, had a lot more of the ball. They were a lot more courageous on the ball. They started attacking, and the goal itself. I don't want anyone to blame Robert Sanchez. I don't want anyone to blame Colwill. To be fair, Colwill could have done a little bit better closing it down. But the finish from Estevao. Chelsea fans, you guys have won today in so many ways. So many ways. You won the game, but you got to see what Estevao is all about. You got to see the talent of Estevao. Because every time in the second half, I felt like Palmerias wanted to attack. And you could see the threat. Because Malo Gusto changed from the left back to right back. Like, Chelsea was trying to put a lot of different players on him. But he was so good. He was so quick. So quick. Still very raw. Still very raw. There was a couple of times where I felt like he made the wrong decision. Of course, it comes down to the age, 17 years old. He still hasn't really grasped in terms of where to be, in terms of positioning. But when it comes to natural ability, natural talent, this guy's got it. This guy's absolutely got to another level. Like, I love the quick feed, the quick touches, and even the goal itself. He started it, got intercepted, but what I loved about him is he didn't drag himself, went outside the box to try to receive it and try the attack. No, he stayed himself inside the box, was patient with it, and knew where to be inside the box. His first touch was very good, but on a weak foot, right foot, it's Robert Sanchez, mission impossible. You can put any other goalkeeper. No goalkeeper is expecting that to pretty much go in. No goalkeeper is expecting someone to shoot from that position. You know, it reminded me of, yeah? I'm not comparing the player. They're two completely different players, yeah? But I remember Aguero. Aguero was so good at the tight angles. You know the tight angles. He did it he perfected it. And that felt like an Aguero finish where tight angle still managed to pretty much find a goal. And what a goal it was. And then there's tact. Colwill made 2 to 3 last-ditch tackles, which was very, very important, interceptions. And then towards the end of the game, Chelsea manages to pretty much find a late breakthrough in Malo Gusto, got intercepted between a couple of players, and of course the goalkeeper should have done way better. And Chelsea, of course, win 2-1. They managed to hold on towards the end. But the players, for me, that impressed me more than anyone else. Let's start with the person who started, Andres Santos. Because I follow some people online. I follow some Chelsea people online. And after Andres Santos made his cameo off the bench in one of the games specifically, a lot of Chelsea fans were basically saying that's a reason why Enzo Maresca is not trusting him, or is not starting him because he's not good enough, X, Y, and Z, loan him out. Like, why do you guys keep raving about Andres Santos? I made it very clear when I made my video the other day about start, keep, sell, start, loan, sell, apologies of every Chelsea player. I said that Andres Santos should be 100% staying, but could potentially start. The performance you saw today, yeah, replacing Casado is not easy, by the way. And replacing Lavia is not easy as well. But what Andres Santos did here, he provided so much on the ball. He was so comfortable on the ball. And that is what he got, which the other two midfielders doesn't have. Casado, of course, is a much better midfielder when it comes to the overall display, the complete performance that he does. But it reminds me very similar to Real Madrid, where we put Arda Güler in that midfield, where creativity and on the ball is completely different. Santos is like that. Like when you get the ball, when he receives the ball, yeah, under pressure, he is so press resistant. He manages to beat the half quickly. His IQ is so smart at the age he's at. He is so important in that midfield. He had such a great game. And bear in mind, he wasn't supposed to start. Reece James before the game had a situation, and then of course he didn't start. But Andres Santos basically told Enzo Maresca, I'm here to stay, but I'm here to play as well. Don't count me on. Don't bring me on like Dewsbury Hall in the last 5-10 minutes. No. Count me. Play me. Trust me. And that performance, you could see where Enzo and Cole Palmer understood the ability in him, where they didn't need to drop deep all the time to collect the ball and start the attack. No, they knew they had someone that can do it, and they could just wait for the ball because they knew that progressive pass was coming at one point. They knew that Andres Santos can pick up a pass out of nowhere, both feet as well. So good. Another person who impressed was Nkunku. Yes, he's about to leave. I think he's got some sort of an agreement with Bayern from what I've seen that he's leaving. But I felt like that was one of his best displays personally. He played finally in a position which he wants, which he has been dying for, which he's been praying for, basically. Like, Nkunku, for me, last season, you can blame him on so many points, I think he's been lazy last season. The injuries didn't help him. But last season, he was misprofiled completely. Like Chelsea played him as a left winger. He's not a left winger. Chelsea played him as a striker. He's not a striker. For the first time, I felt like they played him in his right position, right there as a 10. And you know how Leipzig played. Leipzig played with two strikers, him and sometimes it was Sesko, sometimes it was Yusuf Poulsen, sometimes someone else. Yeah, Chavis Simmons sometimes played there. They played him in that 2-10s role. And that's where he played today, just behind the striker. He had a chance where Cole Palmer pretty much passed it between the defenders where he tried that first time finish, went over the bar. But I loved his frustrations. The moment he missed it, he put his hands on the ground. You could see the frustrations in him. And that's a good sign. That's a good sign, even though he's leaving, but he still wanted to score. And that's a very good sign. But the person for me that I looked at, I was like, wow. Joao Pedro. When Joao Pedro came off the bench in the 52nd, 53rd, 54th minute off the lap, bro, you could see the difference between how the lap played and how Joao Pedro played. Let me start with the lap first before I get to the main man himself, and Joao Pedro. The lap in the first half, yeah, the guy was too busy and he was too concentrated on trying to win fouls, trying to bully defenders, trying to be the hold-up play. And he needs to be careful, by the way. Because the same way Chelsea fans, they look at Nico Jackson and say, oh, why are you being aggressive? Why are you picking up yellow cards, red cards? The lab was doing it on the exact same level. What? Is that a colour thing? Is there a colour thing? You know what I mean? Like, no one is looking at the lab on that department, by the way. Like, the lab, bear in mind, let's not get it twisted. Last season, the lab had more yellow cards than Nico Jackson, by the way. Let's not get it twisted, by the way. But the lab is still not sure what his position is and his understanding with his teammates. He doesn't know whether he should be the last man making the runs in behind or whether he should drop deep to connect the pass. Chelsea don't want you to be the Nico Jackson. Nico Jackson can do that for me better than you. Chelsea want you to be the last person making the runs and being inside the box when crosses are made. I felt like in the first half, Neto made some good crosses, by the way. And speaking of Neto, I'll speak about Neto just briefly, how he had the courage to play, by the way. But Neto made some good crosses in the first half where the lap should have been the one getting the end of those crosses, but he didn't. He was too busy trying to RKO defenders, trying to suplex defenders. My brother, what are you doing, Ak? And he needs to be careful. Come Premier League, VAR is going to call that straight away, bro. So the lap for me has been disappointing. Yes, he scored, and that was a somewhat good finish. The goalkeeper should have done better. I think. Well, who was it against? What was it? I think Esperanza did in the third group stage game. But the lap needs to do way better because the moment he went off, and the moment Joao Pedro came on, and Joao Pedro, let's put context into it. Yeah, the guy was on holiday last week. He was on holiday. The guy was enjoying himself with his missus, with his family, with his friends. The guy was living his life. Chelsea calls, they agree a deal. Boom. Fly straight over to America. Straight over. One training session with Chelsea. But when he came off the bench, it felt like this guy was playing since last season for Chelsea. You know, his ball control was so good, bro. His touches, his quick feet. The guy surprised me. I knew he had it in Brighton, but coming to Chelsea is not easy. Not everyone comes to Chelsea and impress. But coming, bro, it felt like he was so natural with it. So natural. It's basically, the best way to describe it is everything that you expected Nkunku to have when he first came to Chelsea, you got to witness it with Joao Pedro. Like, big, physical, but technically top tier. Like, his ball control for me was sensational. Like, whenever he had the ball, you knew he wasn't losing the ball. It wasn't going to be a clumsy touch. It wasn't going to be a heavy touch. It was a perfectly composed touch that would set his next action. And his next action was some combinations play with Enzo, with Cole Palmer. Him and Cole Palmer is going to have so much fun. Him and Cole Palmer is going to be loving it, by the way. And I would love to have him, even, you know what I would love, yeah, is him and Nico Jackson with each other. I feel like him and Nico Jackson with each other would flourish completely because you've got two very good sort of strikers. Or you can put the Lap in there because he played sometimes behind Welbeck, behind the other striker from Brighton, I forgot his name, the guy that signed from Leeds. But that cameo off the bench from Joao Pedro, for me, surprised the hell out of me. Surprised the hell out of me. What a performance. For me, that is what you expected. And I feel like Chelsea fans are now exceeding the expectation of Chelsea fans. They didn't know that he was that technically good, and he showed it completely. Neto, by the way, the fact that he played, despite and after what happened to, of course, Jota, his teammate, his Portuguese friend, one of his best friends, for me, is incredible. Like, you saw what happened the game before at Al Hilal and Fluminense, where Ruben Neves and Cancelo played, but you could see the emotion, especially from Ruben Neves. Because I don't know if you've seen it. If you haven't, I would advise go check it. Ruben Neves' IG post, it broke me. It absolutely broke me because them two are best friends. They played each other with Wolves, went to Portugal, still playing with each other. Them men are best friends. Best friends. His IG post, bro, it touched me. I had goosebumps just reading it. But fair play to Neto. But Chelsea, like I said, it's 2-1 on paper, but I think it should have been 3 or 4-1 for me. Like, what a performance from Chelsea. Deserved the win. Now a game against Fluminense, and they've got a very good chance of actually going through to the next round. Sub-com players will be suspended for the next game, the likes of Cornwall, which is going to be a big miss, but Badishide is going to pretty much replace him, and Delap is, of course, being suspended, but Nico Jackson, to be fair, I don't expect Delap to get the best out of Thiago Silva, because Thiago Silva would pretty much out-tactically smart. Like, he would tactically just smart him. Like, intelligence-wise, Thiago Silva's another level to Delap. So I don't think that was going to be a Delap game. But Nico Jackson now gets a second chance, or maybe they're going to play Joao Pedro as a striker. We'll see for next game. But like I said, deserved win for Chelsea. And put down in the comments how you Chelsea fans made of the game, your best players, your main takeaways. Don't forget to, of course, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll be back with another video. As of this month, before the season starts, which I'm looking forward to, by the way, we're going to be consistent with some sort of content for every single Premier League team. Peace.